Awakening was trying to put the game on his shoulders. He's quickly taken down. 1v1 here.
Can't even imagine the nerves just coursing through their veins right now.
That's it.
Melee kill on Duarte. He can just run straight towards the bomb.
Mohawk is going to be left all by himself. Two players going in. The trade should come in almost instantaneously, but no, he's going to stay alive. Snip shot goes in. Oh my goodness, Mohawk finds the kill.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the KontrolFreek 2v2 S&D Showdown powered by Beyond. My name is Frank, and I'm alongside Jared today. Jared, how's it going?
It's going great, man. We've been doing these one-and-dones since Black Ops 4 launched, but it's really exciting to bring this new format to the 2v2 Call of Duty community with KontrolFreek.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and break that down a little bit. So to go over the format real quick, so basically over the next several weeks, teams of two from Black Ops 4 will be competing in our qualifier tournaments. So not only is there $1,250 on the line per each qualifier, but the winner of each tournament will also earn a spot in the 5K tournament that's going to be held in August. So basically the prize pool breakdown for this event is first is going to take home $1,000, second is going to take home $250, and the winners will get seeded into the grand finals to shoot for that 5K in August. So format wise too, this is a single elimination bracket. So if you lose one series, you're out. And then a little bit different from the one and dones we've run earlier, each series is a best of 3 games. So to break that down kind of even further with S&D, the goal is to win 6 rounds on each map. In each round, there will only be 1 minute, 30 seconds on the clock. And the objectives are pretty simple. Offense must destroy a bomb site, while the other team must defend or defuse the bomb site if necessary. But, you know, there's alternate win conditions. So you can also just win by eliminating your opponents before they're able to get that bomb down. So the last kind of thing to consider is that you only have 1 life in Search and Destroy. So if you are eliminated, you're out for that round. And let's toss it to a bracket real quick and kind of see what we have going on teams-wise. Jared, you want to break that down?
Yeah, so I feel like this first match is going to be the most important match for this first qualifier. It's going to be Easy Money, Lightsfire, and Roland going against Illy and Proloot. So the interesting thing about this matchup is we've seen Illy time and time again win tournaments, but I don't think he's ever played with Proloot, at least in one of our tournaments. But on the other hand, Easy Money coming in as the higher seed. Lightsfire and Roland, I think they've won 3 tournaments together in the Beyond tournaments that we've done in the past. So I want to say Lightsfire and Roland, with that experience together, they have the upper hand.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out too, because we haven't seen these players in a little bit. You know, it's been a while since we've kind of watched them play, and don't know if Illy and Proloot might have been playing together for a while or practicing and that sort of thing. So this first match definitely going to be all kinds of exciting, probably in for a bit of a heater. And it's going to be cool to see too how all these series play out with them being a best of 3. So that's something to keep in mind also, is the success that, you know, Lightsfire and Roland have had previously in our other tournament formats. We'll have to see if that, you know, still holds true to the strategies in a best of 3 map pool.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about the one and dones is that we more or less forced players to play flawless. You have to go through the entire tournament without dropping a single map. But having a best of 3, it kind of evens out the competition a bit. You can play more comfortable. In the one and dones, we saw a lot of players kind of hang back, play it slow, play it safe. But that does open up the opportunity for a player just to come out of nowhere and do something really risky. Because, you know, who expects somebody to do something risky in the one and done situation? So yeah, with the best of 3, it's going to start to even things out a bit. I think we're going to see some regular play from these guys, but still going to be some fantastic competition.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see, and it looks like we're getting lobbies set up here going forward. But yeah, I think we'll probably still see some pretty big things out of Lightsfire and Roland. I know it's been a minute since we've seen them play, but they just looked so solid, and they're used to the format. They've been playing in these tournaments for a while, so they're definitely comfortable, on stream and with the pressure of being broadcast. So.
Yeah.
And the best of 3 gives them a little more time to adjust and kind of learn opponents' play styles. So I'm sure we'll see that come into effect here too.
Yeah, so just double checking. Players are all ready to go. And it looks like we are set. So our first map is going to be on Payload. And we'll get this started. So Payload, I would say it's one of the more polarizing maps in Call of Duty 2v2s, just considering how massive the map is. Right. But these guys, they've played in enough 2v2 tournaments. They have the strategies down. They know what to expect. As always, as we're on the Mixer front page, we're expecting a decent chunk of newcomers that everybody knows Call of Duty, but you might not know how competitive 2v2s work or even how the search and destroy works. But we're going to have those 2 bomb sites. The offensive team's going to try to plant a bomb on either one, or they're going to try to play for those kills. And you can see one of the bomb sites on screen right now. But keep an eye on that mini-map. Once we get into the game, you'll see where these players are running to and what their general strategy is. So here we go, hopping into Payload, and let's start on board with ProLoot.
All right, so we'll see how ProLoot kind of takes this. Going down towards that rock alley kind of side of the map here, coming through. And it looks like, who's that? Roland does have the bomb for the blue team here.
Yeah, that'll be Roland.
Towards that A site, yeah. Kind of hovering around this A site, and we typically see this, on the team on defense. Oh, and there it looks like Roland is going to be able to take down Ilya, and he does have that bomb. So you'll see Lightsfire going to swing around towards that A site, try to take control now. ProLoot in a 1 versus 2 situation. He's going to have to make some moves. Gets damage all the way down to 15 health. Going to try to back off, heal back up, but he's going to get pushed and pinched from Roland, and that's going to be the first round.
I liked the aggressive play out of Roland. He got that first kill on his own, and since he was kind of safe in that 2-on-1 situation, he pushed the advantage, played aggressive. Even if he just got a couple shots into this guy and died, his teammate could come in and get the cleanup. So I like the aggressive play and kind of showing their dominance in that first round.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of good to see out of Roland and Lightsfire there. And that's typically too on defense, what you'll see from like Ilya and ProLoot starting off with that split push. Each player going to take one side of the map, kind of keep an eye on each site, and then be forced into a rotation when they either spot somebody or one player is taken down. And we do see a Paladin sniper rifle coming out from Lightsfire, who I'm on board with right now. So that's something typically we didn't see a lot of in the previous online tournaments that we've run. Not a whole lot of sniper rifle play. So we'll see if this ends up paying off for him, as both Ilya and ProLoot look to be pushing in towards that A bomb site. Lightsfire going to be taking some shots, having to force himself back to heal up. Some more shots there. Great job, though, staying alive from him as he continues to heal and back away. But that is going to put Roland in that tough situation there. So he's going to be taken down by Illy, and now it's up to Lightsfire to make this happen.
Yeah, and I do like that Lightsfire was pulling out the sniper early in the series. Kind of get a feel if he's going to have those open windows where he can get those easy kills. So far, it's hard to say if it's working out. We're down to a 1v1, 25 seconds left, so the pressure is on. But notice the angles he's taking. He's playing relatively careful, even though that Mozu's a great secondary. It's not always going to beat your opponent, especially considering Illy, just his massive gun skill that he has. He's going to try to get this bomb down. There's 10 seconds left, so plenty of time. But now that pressure is being put on Lightsfire, he's going to have to play really aggressive towards that bomb site, which is going to put him at a slight disadvantage, where he's going to have, 35 seconds here to get that bomb defused. It looks like Illy did spot him. Sniper versus Maddox, and that's just going to be a quick and easy round there for Illy.
Yep. Lightsfire was checking that heaven area right when Illy came around the corner, so just a tough situation to be in, because once the bomb's down and there's players still alive, then you're kind of playing against the clock. You've got two things to worry about, and on top of that, when you have a sniper rifle, just a tough position to be in. All right, so let's see who we're going to hop on board with now. Any one in particular you want to try to watch some here?
Well, Roland did grab the bomb, and he is currently 3-1, so he's definitely the highlight player of this match so far as we go into round 3, and he's running that SOG, which makes him extremely deadly at close range. doing a little bit of pre-fire just in case if his opponent jumps out, which we do see that a lot. You kind of bait out an opponent and then jump out when they least expect it. Looks like you got a call.
Illy's gonna spot some people. Roland unable to, almost turns on him, but unable to do so. Lightsfire gonna be trading there, taking down Illy. So Bomb is gonna be down, but Lightsfire gonna have to make a play here, and it's in a 1v1 situation again here. ProLoot this time matching up against Lightsfire, but Lightsfire doesn't have that sniper rifle out this time. He's rocking the Maddox, so a little more of a utility weapon, going to be able to make some more plays and kind of play this a little more standard and be able to push a little more aggressively than he would if he had that sniper like previous round.
It's a little bit more even this time around, both players running with the Maddox, and typically in this situation, you're going to see the player on defense just kind of hang out and wait for the offensive player to put down the bomb. So it kind of like cuts off half of the map. Once that bomb is down, you're like, okay, I know he's going to be in A. Like, why would he run all the way over to B? And so it looks like Lightsfire is going for that A plant. But ProLoot's
coming through. Might be able to spot him. Easy kill there for ProLoot. Going to be able to take down Lightsfire mid-plant. So that's going to be a round win for the red team here.
Yeah, I think it was a poor use of time from Lightsfire, but once again, in these 1v1 situations in a search and destroy, it's really intense. But basically, ProLoot, he looked over at the one bomb site with like 10 seconds, and it wasn't going down, so he must be on the other side of the map. So he sprinted right down the middle, checked out other bomb site, and caught him. So it was overall a pretty easy kill.
Right. Yeah, you do get some of those COD timings that can come into effect, right? So if you're ProLoot in that situation, you kind of know, okay, I've been in this area of the map. If he was to push this way, I'd have to have seen him by now. So you kind of get a feel for where the players can be just by almost like a process of elimination there. But Illy going to be taking down Lightsfire fairly early on. So a nice, easy 2-on-1 for the red team as they're looking to plant around A, it appears like. Just kind of taking it easy, seeing if Roland is going to push in. These players not really aware of how close they are to each other, but there's Roland pushing in, taking down Illy, but ProLoot's there to clean up Roland with the headshot and win that round again for him.
Very risky play overall. I mean, I liked that the red team was sticking together inside of that room, so if one was to go down, you can see in the kill cam here, he was able to instantly react and get that kill. But notice how close he was getting with that SOG. The great thing about Black Ops 4 is, I believe with the SOG or any weapon really, a single shot followed by a melee is a kill. So being that close to a rapid fire weapon like the SOG, it could have been pretty deadly, and that would have been an insane 1v2 clutch. But here we go. It's now 3-1 in favor of Illy and ProLoot.
Yeah. So, and again, this playing to 6 rounds. So first team to hit those 6 rounds is going to be winning. I'm on board with Roland right now, pushing around, wrapping towards that A bomb site with his teammate Lightsfire. They're pushing all the way through. Didn't spot Illy. Illy's almost in the middle of both of them, but Lightsfire trailing on Roland, going to be able to take him down pretty quickly there. So now it's an easy 2-on-1 for Lightsfire and Roland, unless ProLoot can make something happen.
And notice how they're putting down that bomb immediately to keep the pressure on ProLoot. He doesn't have time to sneak around and try to get a pick. He has to force a fight. So I'm going to jump on board with ProLoot and see if he can go clutch.
Yeah, he seems to be wrapping around this outside again, depending on who he runs into first, is able to take down Lightsfire. Heals up, backing off, but Roland with that SOG up close, able to take down ProLoot, but that was almost too close for comfort there.
Yeah, I mean, you saw him. He rushed right into the room. I mean, he didn't know the other 2 players were in there, but maybe if he worked that angle and took it slow around the corner, he could have gotten a pick and kept his health. But he was able to get that heal off and get around the wall. He almost had that kill. But I believe when you consider like the limb damage in this game, if you get a headshot, it's going to do more damage than if you shoot somebody in the leg. So I think his opponent was just, they were both landing shots, but the other player was a little bit more accurate. So now 2-3, this series is getting pretty close.
Yep, yeah, closing down that gap. I'm on board with ProLoot again right now. He's rocking that Maddox, puts a couple shots towards Roland, knows they're both around that corner on that B bomb site. ProLoot going to back off some, regroup with his teammate Illy as Lightsfire and Roland have that B site kind of locked down, so they'll be forced to push around here. But we'll see. Again, with that timing, you see if they wait, that Lightsfire and Roland kind of started rotating off of that B bomb site, but Lightsfire are going to catch ProLoot in the back there, so he's going to be taken down. Now it's up to Illy to make something happen. backs off, heals up.
Yeah.
He's got the SOG out, so
He
he's going to have
can't-
to close this distance.
He can't take that
can't really
angle
show
down the
off
middle
the
with the SOG. He has to get a flank in, but I feel like the blue team is expecting that. You can see through the walls there, they're rotating over to that staircase. They're predicting his movement. Quick team shot and easy kill.
Yeah, Roland able to take him down there, just kind of pinching, playing those angles right, and forcing them into that position. So tying it up, 3-3 now for Lightsfire and Roland.
Yeah, and so these players are starting to adapt and figure out their overall play styles. So they're going to have to either push through and just be the better player or try to switch things up a bit. I don't think we've seen the sniper rifle since, what, round 2? So we might be able to see those again. Once again, since we're not doing the one-and-dones, you can kind of go for more risks. And if you lose map 1, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but you still have map 2 and 3 to work through. And here we go. Lightsfire actually does have a sniper rifle out. Checking out the B-side, and then he does
as well. Looking.
Yeah, well, so they're doing. We talked about this in previous broadcasts. You have this little window of time. I think it's like 10 seconds, or if you fire a shot. But basically, if you, anything prior to that moment, you can still swap your loadouts. So a lot of these players, they'll run out with a sniper rifle, get a sight line towards like a common window or hallway, and if they don't see anything, then they'll quickly switch to their other weapon. But if it works out, you're able to get a free kill with the sniper rifle, and you're in a 2-on-1. You can switch to your pistol or try to get another snipe. So pretty clever play overall, not sticking with the sniper rifle and switching back to that Maddox to work that mid-range. I want to see what Roland is running right now. He's currently 6-3. Oh, he's stuck with the Paladin.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, he actually still has the sniper out. He actually found Proloot a little bit earlier on, forced him to back off. But that's going to be a quick round there as it all comes down. Lightsfire getting that kill on Illy.
Fantastic kill to end the round there. Yeah, I'm glad that's going to be the play of the round here. Spots one player, and that was perfect play. Instead of waiting for his opponent to come to him, he decided, hey, I'm initiating this fight now. It makes it a little bit more unpredictable when you start the fights, right? So that was a really smart play there. Instead of waiting for his opponent to rush down the hall, he came out when he wanted to and pushed the advantage. And, ooh, it looks like we're having a possible connection issue.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. I know Proloot did pick up that bomb to start here, but it looks like Roland might be, in a disconnected situation. So we're going to have to wait and see what ends up happening with that. We'll get in contact with some of our staff and see if they can get in contact with Roland and find out what happened. So it looks like the round going to be ended there.
Yeah, it looks like we'll be going back.
4-4.
Yeah. Looks like we'll be going back to the game lobby just to see what's going on as we wait for the refs to decide what is the best course of
make
action.
A ruling and find out what happens, see if Roland's able to get back online and kind of reconnect, or if it was something. I know in, like, what was it, Dayton, Ohio had tornadoes and stuff coming through, so whether it's a power outage or something else going on, we'll have to investigate a little bit and see what's up. But I mean, that was almost the worst time for something like that to happen, because Roland and Lightsfire just had a bunch of momentum going, and they had just, taken the lead finally 4-3 after being down 3-1 with those rounds. So a little bit unfortunate there, but we'll investigate, see what happens.
Thankfully, we got a really quick response from our refs. We're going to continue from where that game left off, so it'll be Easy Money up 4-3. So Easy Money will need 2 rounds. And then Illy and Proloot, they will need to win 3 rounds. So we'll have to keep track of that. That's always fun. Just getting the players back into the lobby and get everything organized. But we'll be going back into Payload to finish out that map 1.
Okay.
But
it was interesting to see that they Roland did end up bringing out that sniper and stuck with it. I like what he ended up doing, and it kind of won them that last round there before the disconnect. But what ended up happening is Proloot and Illy seemed a little bit, I don't know if caught off guard or threatened, one of the two, by that sniper rifle coming out of Roland. So they were forced to back off of that B bomb site and rotate around to A. But that ended up letting Lightsfire kind of flank in and take them both out in that final round. So we'll have to see if we get some more play like that coming out of them, or what ends up happening going further on into the rounds, not just with this map, but the next potentially 2 maps coming up.
Yeah, so players are now joining the lobby. We'll be able to start this momentarily, but though unfortunate having connection issues, this happens in online tournaments all the time. But both teams they're having the opportunity to kind of go over their game. The score was really close. I think we said it was 4-3 when the disconnect happened.
Correct. Yeah.
So both teams are going to be able to talk it over and figure out what they were doing right, what they were doing wrong as we go into a fresh matchup. Just making sure everybody is ready to go, and we'll get this game going. Looks like we are all set.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll get this game going. Back on to Payload. Once again, we were talking about how that's one of the more polarizing maps in Call of Duty 2v2s. Just considering how large that map is. I mean, you saw in the first several rounds, when you're on the B side and they plant on A, it's a long journey to get over to that side, and so many different angles and pieces of cover to account for. So that's why the communication is so important, being able to talk to your teammate and say, hey, I'm watching this room, so then your teammate knows, okay, well, it's safe to take this angle. And that's the other cool thing about Call of Duty is that mini-map, how you can see where your teammates are looking and what's going on. So that helps influence your movement. Stay coordinated and have some fantastic team fights. Getting loaded up now. Once again, I believe it's easy money on blue. We'll need 2 rounds, and then the red team will need 3 rounds.
3, yes, from here.
So here we go. Fresh game.
Yeah, a little bit of a reset, maybe a little bit of a breather. Hopefully that didn't ruin too much of Roland and Lightsfire's momentum that they had going in here, but I'm on board with Roland right now. He's got that Maddox out, looking towards that B-bomb site, putting a couple shots. I think he was able to spot Illy there, or might just be pre-firing that corner. No, he definitely spotted him. So he knows that Illy's there, able to get a couple shots and force him to back off. Illy trying to make moves here. Lightsfire still watching that flank, but then they're going to regroup and kind of push together towards the middle of this map here, maybe rotate around towards A. Looks like they're able to get there pretty much scot-free as Proloot and Illy still hanging around that B-bomb site. So bomb's going to be going down at A from Roland. And now they're going to have to defend this bomb site. Proloot and Illy pushing in pretty hard and fast there. Lightsfire taking down Roland, taking down Illy. So now we're in a one-on-one situation. Lightsfire versus Proloot. Proloot was able to spot Lightsfire before he spotted him. So getting a couple shots in there, forcing this engagement. But the clock isn't on their side either. But Lightsfire able to take him down with that Maddox anyway, so not even coming into play.
Lightsfire, I believe, killed every single player on the map, including his teammate. But honestly, his teammate, his movement was all over the place.
He was in the way. He was in the way.
He was jumping over the doorway, trying to get the double kill, but it ultimately worked out.
Disconnecting. Yeah. Put a couple shots in him.
All right, so this is, I believe, match point now for easy
Potentially,
money.
yes. Match point for the blue team, a.k.a. easy money. Proloot's going to be picking up the bomb for the red team. Let's see what he does. So a little bit of an uphill battle for Proloot and Illy. They're going to be pushing pretty quick towards this A bomb site. Might be going for a quick plant here, see if they can catch Roland and Lightsfire off guard. Because, again, there is, potentially more maps now. But, yeah, Illy going to be taking down Lightsfire. The bomb is going to be going down.
Gotta love the mind games. Gotta love the mind games. Red team backs against the wall. They're on match point, or at least map point, rather. And most of the time when your back's against the wall and your opponent needs one more round win, you play it slow, you play it safe. You're a little scared, right? But these Illy just ran right down the middle into the enemy's side and got a pick. So now they're in this 2-on-1 advantage. 20 seconds left to go. Proloot's in a battle. They have a pinch here. And nice kill to stay alive in this map.
Right, so that would technically make it 5-4.
5-4, yeah.
So I just almost got myself tongue twisted because I was going to say Pablo and Maxo, but that's the same thing as Illy and Proloot because it's like 2 names, so it was throwing me off. But Illy and Proloot picking up that round win, kind of closing the gap a little bit. So we'll see how Lightsfire and Roland play this one. Again, it's map point for them. But the Illy and Proloot kind of coming out swinging, knowing that they really don't have a lot to lose and can just take it to the next map if need be. So we'll see how this kind of shakes out for him here. Roland and Lightsfire getting a couple shots. Illy getting weak, playing towards that A bomb site.
And look at the mini-map. Proloot and Illy, they're trying to reconnect. You saw Illy, he spotted Roland, probably called it out saying, hey, they're going for the A site. So Proloot's just double-checking that B site to make sure they didn't double back, but Illy's not aware that he's almost in a 2-on-1 situation here. Does pop shots at Lightsfire, And here we go. Bomb is down. Roland got enough information to work with, so now the pressure is on the red team to get this defusal or get those kills.
Yep. So Roland now backing off, regrouping with Lightsfire, going to be jockeying around this A site position. Prelude in the window there. Not sure if Roland spotted him or not. So Roland going to drop down, see someone up on ramp. Going to take down Illy pretty easily. So Prelude, last player standing here, going to have to battle against Roland and Lightsfire.
1v1.
Prelude able to take down Roland. Lightsfire now knowing his position, going to be pushing in, trying to dictate the pace of this engagement. Knows he can also play the clock if he needs to.
Oh, that should be game. So Lightsfire spotted him. He's going to run out. And not enough time for the defusal. That's it.
So that's going to be easy money. Roland and Lightsfire taking map 1 of the first ever map of the KontrolFreek 2v2 S&D showdown powered by Beyond. So yeah, I think what you were saying, a pretty exciting first round, first map, especially out of Roland and Lightsfire. They pretty much had control once they got their momentum kind of feeled out. They started off a little slow, but even with the slight disconnect issue, they were able to bring it back here. So
yeah,
that's technically going to be, yeah. So they know that that's
that'll be it,
and can end the map there.
Yeah. So that is going to be our map 1 as we're getting all these fancy graphics updated for you guys. But we're going into what I believe is Arsenal next round, which that map is quite interesting. I believe Arsenal is the one with the doors that open when you get close to them, which is really interesting with the window, and you can look through it and kind of get an idea of where your opponents are before you rush in.
Right.
So it's just one of those maps that kind of changes how the game is played. But players backed out to after that map 1 ended, so we're getting them back in here, trying to figure out who we're missing.
It's kind of I wish that disconnect didn't happen, because I know Roland was playing really well at the beginning of those early rounds too. So looking at the stats page, it doesn't, since we only played those 2 rounds because of the disconnect, it doesn't show the full stats of what he was able to do. But
right,
it seemed for the most part, Roland was kind of dictating a lot of those fights, was definitely in the zone, getting some key kills there. But I really like the way Roland and Lightsfire were working together on that map. So I think they could do pretty well in this tournament. Just looking at how, even by their pace of play, they kind of looked the most comfortable. They looked like they knew when to push. Their rotations were on point, whereas there was a couple rounds where Illy and Prolute seemed to be maybe a little bit out of sync with their movement and rotations. But we'll see if they can correct that going into the second map here.
Yeah. So still waiting on a player to join back in. Unfortunately, he is quite popular and has a full friends list, so it takes a second to get him into the game.
Yeah, get those he gets a lot of invites.
Right,
a lot of invites. He's a busy guy.
It happens.
Yeah, Illy's a busy guy. What can you say?
But yeah, so once again, going into Arsenal next round, I would say this is more of a, I wouldn't say a traditional map, but it's not quite as large as Payload. So you'll be able to react to plays a little bit more. There are a lot of walls and pieces of cover that break those sight lines.
Mm-hmm.
But it does look like the players are now here. Just going to double check that everybody's ready to go. All right, so it looks like we are all set. Just
beautiful.
All right, so here we go. Jumping into our map 2. That is going to be on Arsenal once again.
Yeah, going to be fun to see how this one plays out too. Potentially, Roland and Lightsfire could be taking this map and then going on to the grand finals. But, Illy and Prolute definitely didn't start that last map poorly at all. They came out pretty hot, but I think Lightsfire and Roland were just able to adjust a little better to the play style and kind of find their footing a little bit quicker. So we'll see if, with the second map, if any of those little jitters or miscommunications from Illy and Prolute are out of the way, and if they're able to go toe-to-toe a little bit more, or if this momentum from Roland and Lightsfire are just going to push through it and start steamrolling. Because they won, what was it? It would have been the last, not 4 rounds in a row because of the disconnect, but I think they had 2, and then they only lost 1 round and then won 2 more straight.
Yeah,
so
there was
some momentum on
there was definitely a momentum shift after the both players trying to snipe, and Illy got Very common on this map Arsenal for players to pull out that sniper rifle, but this is the first round. That's the best time to do it. And Lightsfire answers back with a snipe of his own, but now he is stuck with it. I'm not sure if... Oh, so it looks like, yeah, ProLoot is running Maddox versus Snipe. I'm not sure if Lightsfire was able to pick up another weapon. No, he was not able to find one on the ground, so he's stuck with that Paladin. Has the Mojo in his back pocket. Yeah. So ProLoot has the advantage, but on top of that, you can see the bomb is down.
Right.
So Lightsfire is going to have to
watch on that. Yeah,
he's going to have to go over there eventually. ProLoot
making this read just at about the right time, watching from that bomb site. We might have an engagement here. Lightsfire right on top of it, getting a couple shots in easy as ProLoot was just laser focused in on that bomb. Lightsfire running up at the exact right time, able to take him down with that pistol. So that's going to be round 1 going towards Roland and Lightsfire. But there's
such a
that
tight
snipe
shot.
At the beginning. Yeah,
really close. And now that the sniper rifles have been pulled out, I'm either expecting these players to either not use the sniper rifle in round 2, or they're going to do a different breakout so they can avoid those potential sniper rifles. I'm trying to scan through the players right now. I'm not really seeing anything. Actually, Lightsfire is running the sniper once again, but checking a different angle. He swapped back to the Maddox, so I think we're going to have a normal game here. They spotted the bomb in the vents. Roland is taken down by that ICR, which just it slaughters your opponents at long range. So Illy just kind of thinking advance here to possibly either counter the sniper rifles or just have a strong weapon in general. So here we go. Easy money now in a 2v1 situation, but Lightsfire does have a potential flank.
Yeah, it looks like he's kind of pushing in behind right now, depending on this corner or where he pushes through. But you got to keep in mind, too, those doors are audible. So that can give away your positions, as it looks like the bomb is going to be going down here. Lightsfire spotting Illy, able to take him down and heal up. Now ProLoot has to make this play in this 1v1 situation. Lightsfire probably not sure if he knows where his position is, if he backed off or not. ProLoot just watching that bomb site. I think he did spot Lightsfire there, but he is backing off somewhat.
He's trying to bait it out, I think.
Yeah. Both these players just kind of tangoing with each other, trying to see where one is going to push. And there, Lightsfire is finally able to spot ProLoot. Knows he's coming around. ProLoot's just dodging, trying to play to that time. So now Lightsfire does have to go back towards that bomb. He's got about 3 seconds. And yeah, that's going to be it. Didn't have enough time anyways, even if he did get that kill. So ProLoot taking down Lightsfire, tying up the rounds at 1-1. So Pablo and Maxo making a little bit of a comeback.
Lightsfire had a really clever idea. The way that he was positioning himself behind the bomb site, he was making it so just enough of his body was exposed where the opponent couldn't see the weapon. So he was probably thinking, oh, that could be a bomb defusal. So he was trying to bait his opponent in to kill him, and so he can answer back. But ProLoot just playing the clock so well to put Lightsfire into a tough position. And that time management in Search and Destroy is so important, and that's going to win you rounds if you can take advantage of that, and possibly even tournaments.
Oh, for sure. And it looks like Illy does have that sniper rifle out again. Was watching those same angles that he was able to get that pick from during the first round, but is backing off now. Roland does have the bomb. Lightsfire and Roland looking around this B bomb site as ProLoot and Illy are starting to make a rotation. Looks like Lightsfire are going to be putting some shots towards Illy there. Has to back off, but Roland's now coming in trying to flank around and get some kills. And he's just going to go back off and go for the plant. I'm not sure if... Oh, Illy with that sniper rifle, though, is able to pick Roland right on that bomb site. And Illy again with the sniper rifle, taking down Lightsfire to end the round and take the lead.
Illy using that sight line to check over the bomb, I believe. Yeah, climbed up, and I'm assuming he was able to see his opponent's head. Yeah, perfect shot there, and I'm not sure how he knew his opponent was... Was it just a quick scope? What happened? Oh, no! Beautiful shot! The fadeaway jumper right on his head.
So clean. Illy making it look so easy, taking the lead on easy money here. So, you know, ProLoot and Illy showing they still got some fight in them. ProLoot picking up the bomb. I'm going to hop on board with him. Let me see. Oh, wait. Let's go on board with Illy. He has the sniper rifle out again. Let's see if he can keep on putting on a show here.
Yeah, Illy, I would say, is one of the best in the 2v2 tournaments that we've seen.
ICR.
Yeah, didn't spot a player early enough. and probably getting some intel from his teammate as well. These guys have been playing Black Ops 4 for so long that you can kind of just see a player for a brief moment, and just by looking at their silhouette, you can kind of get an idea of what weapons they're using. So possibly giving some intel to his teammate, like, hey, yeah, you don't want to use that sniper rifle against these guys. But notice how Illy is keeping his distance. Both him and Prolute just wrapping around to the B side. Blue team on the opposite side as well. So it looks like they're just circling around the map at the same time here.
A little bit of a ring around the rosy scenario going on right now, but that's all right. Should see some action start here, as I think Prolute and Illy might know that they have free reign to get this bomb down. So yeah, Prolute is going to be planting right now, but just as Roland and Lightsfire arrive on the scene, Roland going to be taking down Prolute with the ICR. Or I'm sorry, the SOG, and then Lightsfire making quick work of Illy with the Maddox. So that's going to be tied up again.
Yeah, just a wonderful play out of the blue team, getting that perfect flank.
Yeah, the timing couldn't have worked out any worse for the red team on that one. They were like, oh, nice, an empty bomb site. It's clean, safe, untouched. And then right as they get the bomb down, Roland and Lightsfire are right behind them to make quick work of them and get the defuse.
So I believe, what, we're 2-2 now on this map?
2-2.
Yeah.
Yep, tied up.
So yeah, overall, this series has been quite close, and that's what I was expecting. I was giving the advantage to Easy Money, just considering how many tournaments that they've won with Beyond. But Illy, I would say he's one of the best. But we're not too familiar with Prolute, but he's definitely putting on a show and carrying his own weight here.
Yeah, and I know we've seen Prolute a couple times in our tournaments, but I don't know if he's ever teamed with Illy before. So they seem to be doing pretty well, maybe finding their footing a little bit better here.
Yeah. I mean, they made it to the semifinals, so that definitely means something.
Right. They made it this far. But yeah, Roland and Lightsfire, just, you can kind of tell the way they push and carry things through that they've been teaming together for a while, and kind of know where each person's going to be at. Lightsfire able to take down Prolute pretty easy there, got the flank on him, just able to get a couple shots in his back and take him down. So now Illy is in this 2 versus 1 scenario. Not sure where Roland and Lightsfire are going to be headed. Might double back towards B to get that bomb down. But we'll see if Illy can make some plays happen here. He was definitely able to make plays happen with that sniper rifle. But we'll see if he can do the same with the ICR. In that long-range scenario, able to take down Roland, but the bomb did go down. So now it's just Lightsfire versus Illy. Lightsfire taking a couple shots here. Getting tagged up a little bit, but he's going to be able to peek around that corner and take down Illy to win that round.
Yeah, Illy, clearly a very talented player, but I feel like confidence is just a little bit too high sometimes. We saw at the beginning of that round, his teammate was taken out, and he was on the complete opposite side of the map, and it looks like he's trying to push these flanks maybe a little bit too much. And in that last fight there, instead of playing with cover, he was just out in the open, and his opponent had the high ground as well, while firing over cover. So it was just a massive disadvantage for Illy that entire round, and it's no surprise that they lost it.
Right. So it's going to be 3-2 now. Easy Money with the round lead. I think we have Prolute with the bomb. All these players pushing towards that A site. Prolute kind of hanging around in the middle of the map, though, letting Illy get some intel for him. I think Illy putting a couple shots down range at Lightsfire there and Roland. So Lightsfire and Roland expecting, I think, the red team to wrap around back towards B. So they're at B bomb site right now, and that gives the red team free reign over at A. Let's see, bomb is just going to start going down now from Prolute. So we'll see the bomb go down, and then Prolute and Illy kind of repositioning here. Prolute going to be going up into vents to try to get the flank, checking middle of the map. Doesn't see much. And like now Lightsfire and Roland knowing the bomb's down at A. Going to be flanking in here. Lightsfire able to take down Prolute, now pushing up towards the bomb. Illy is on the wraparound, trying to come back through the middle of this map. Lightsfire getting the defuse on as Roland is going to be taken down, though. So Lightsfire backs off, but nice clean up from Lightsfire on Illy to secure that defuse.
It looked like quick communication out of this blue team. Lightsfire, he could have stayed with that defusal, but he must have gotten a call out from his teammates saying, like, yeah, I got some shots on that guy, he's weak. And so he, instead of going for that defusal, he dropped the bomb. He had enough time to drop it and get that kill. We'll see it in the kill cam here. But overall, red team, they had a pretty good advantage. I noticed it was things were working out in their favor. They were taking a little bit slower, but one of the players got picked off, and it just opened the floodgates, if you will, for the other team to come in and get that bomb defusal. So
yeah, it was a really good prediction from Roland too on knowing where Illy was going to be wrapping back around from after Lightsfire got that kill on Prolute. Roland, kind of watching that middle of the map, was able to get Illy weak enough that Lightsfire could just have a couple bullets, take him down, and get the defuse easy there. But great awareness from both of those players, just kind of knowing exactly what to do in each one of those situations.
So I didn't even realize this until just now. Lightsfire 8-2. Fantastic game out of this guy right now.
Carrying. He's carrying.
He's been doing a lot of the same breakouts so far in this map, where he pulls out that sniper rifle, tries to see somebody on the other side on the A side of the map, and then if he doesn't see anything, he switches to the Maddox and plays like normal.
Right.
But it seems to be working out in his favor.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So interesting positioning here. Lightsfire just double checking the back side while Roland goes through the vents. And you can see on the mini map, obviously the blue team isn't aware of this, but red team is now going to be checking the B side just to make sure that bomb isn't going down. That gives a window of opportunity for blue team to get this bomb down in the same spot. And they've been pushing A, I would say, the majority of the match.
Yeah.
They have the advantage here. Lightsfire, just incredible shots onto Illy. So now Prolute 1-4 in a tough 2v1 here. I want to jump on board with him and see what he's able to do. And just that team shot came right in and took him down.
Good. Yeah, perfect work from Roland and Lightsfire. They're now one round away from moving on to the grand finals here. So Lightsfire just absolutely putting on a show. Must have found his footing. I don't know if this is his map, if he prefers this one. But he's just doing a lot of the work here. And not that Roland's doing anything wrong or doing anything bad. It's just Lightsfire absolutely going lights out.
Yeah, just an incredible showing in this first match here on the stream. And here we go. They're on a series point here. They can secure their spot in the grand final and have a shot at one of the tickets in the grand final. Not sure if we have an official name for that, but
we'll come up with something dorky.
Right. So bomb is going down. Red team trying to fight back, but this is definitely an uphill battle. Blue team playing aggressive here. I mean, they have the wiggle room. Illy does answer with a kill against Roland. Lightsfire has that Maddox at really close range. This is a little bit risky. Notice how he's taking that angle. Gets one. Oh, and gets two! And plenty of time for the defusal, and that's it.
I was about to say that,
wow.
Okay, it's like two guns versus one. Illy and Prolute are stacked. All they have to do is aim at him,
incredible.
Right? They should just have to aim at him and win that fight. But somehow, Lightsfire does some absolutely like wizard something with that gun and was able to get both of those kills there.
Man, yeah, it was poor timing on the red team. You could see in the kill cam that it was basically a 1v1 back-to-back, so that gave Lightsfire the opportunity to take them both down. If they both fought him at the same time, that team shot would have easily killed Lightsfire and kept the red team alive. But wow, a 2-0 sweep in our semifinal, and they're moving on to the grand final.
That's crazy. I mean, they basically just walked out to get killed. And that's a crazy way to end that, especially when they seem like they were in a good position, possibly getting a little momentum back. But Lightsfire just able to capitalize on that little bit of miscommunication, a little bit of a misstep from Illy and Prolute and how they approach that gunfight. And Easy Money going to be moving on. I guess the name is pretty true. Easy Money able to move on to the grand finals and get that easy money.
Yeah, just fantastic play overall from Easy Money. But once again, though you can't see him on the scoreboard anymore, Illy is definitely one of the best in our Beyond 2v2s that we've hosted in the past. But Lightsfire and Roland, I think they've won like 3 or 4 tournaments with us as a duo. Yeah. So they're definitely one of the big threats in this KontrolFreek qualifier. But yeah, so they're moving on to the grand final, and we have another match coming up between Day One Duo and Speed Demons. I have a couple familiar faces, but overall it's going to be some... I think this is a brand new matchup between these two teams.
Okay, nice. So that'll be exciting to see too.
Yeah, so I believe that's all for our first semifinal. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have semifinal number 2. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, Freak Nation? My name is Exclusive Ace, and I'm a full-time YouTuber and Twitch streamer. I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to be a game changer in Blackout using the KontrolFreek, FPS Freak, Battle Royale Nightfall. The first tip that I have for you guys has to do with choosing the best location to land for the best gear possible for later in the match. If you want to get right into the fight as soon as possible would be firing range. For that juicy zombie loot, Asylum is an excellent place to land. Or there's my personal favorite, this is Construction. Construction spawns with a ton of loot, and my favorite part about it is if you get yourself in a tricky situation, you've always got that wingsuit to fall back on. The second tip that I have for you guys, and this has to do with the recommended weapon setups for Blackout. You definitely want to get your hands on an assault rifle or a tactical rifle. Some of my personal favorites at the moment are the KN57, the Rampart 17, or the ABR 223. Get your hands on one of these, and you should have yourself set up quite nicely for your primary weapon. As for the secondary weapon, if it looks like you're going to run into a lot more close quarter situations, an SMG or the MOG 12 shotgun are excellent choices. If, however, it looks like you're going to be fighting more in the open, this is where the sniper rifles absolutely shine for that pinpoint accuracy at long ranges. This brings us to tip number 3, and this is get your hands on the Battle Royale Nightfall thumbsticks. These thumbsticks click directly onto your existing thumbsticks on your controller, and what these do is they effectively extend the length of your analog stick, which gives you a wider range of motion and extra precision to help you dominate gunfights in first-person shooters like Blackout.
All right, guys. So welcome back to the KontrolFreek 2v2 S&D showdown powered by Beyond. I'm Frank. I'm back with my main man, Jared. Jared, what's up? What'd you think of that first round?
That first matchup, I would say that's what I was predicting, with the Easy Money getting the victory, moving on to the grand final. But the other team, they definitely put up a fight that I wasn't expecting. So even though I would say Easy Money are the favorites in this tournament, there's definitely some vulnerable spots in their play style. And so as we check out this next matchup between Day One Duo and Speed Demons, it's going to be interesting to see if they have any separate strategies that might poke at that Easy Money defense.
Yeah, the biggest shock to me out of that first semifinal we just watched was the amount of sniper rifle play. We have not, I don't think in any combined out of every other 2v2 S&D tournament we've ran, have we seen that much of a sniper being utilized. And I think it's exciting, and I definitely want to see more. So hopefully, at least we know Lightsfire and Roland in the finals, grand finals. Maybe we'll see a little more there. I'm wondering if in this semifinal number 2 between Day One Duo and Speed Demons, who's going to bust out the sniper rifle this time?
Right. So as we go into this next matchup, as we're waiting for the players to join, it's going to be the same maps as before, and I guess we can talk about them a bit. We saw Payload in that map 1. We saw Arsenal. But if this does go to a game 3, it'll be on Frequency, which is one of my favorites, just considering all of the different sight lines. But we'll get to that if we do get to a game 3. But that Frequency will be game 1 in our grand final, so we will be seeing some Frequency. I'm excited to see it.
All right. Looks like all the players are joining into the lobby now.
Yeah.
So again, they are fighting for not only the prize money on the line today, which first place is going to be taking home $1,000. Second place going to be taking home $250, but they're also earning a spot in the final 5K tournament of this KontrolFreek series, which is going to be held in August. So there's not only today's money on the line, there's always pride on the line, but there's an earned spot for that potential shot at that 5K tournament that we're holding in the weeks to come. So that's all the things that these players are playing for. So,
yeah. And you can see the schedule.
Probably a little sweaty. Yeah.
You can see the schedule on screen right now. So even if you didn't make it to this tournament, you can go to the next one on June 29th. And one thing I want to touch on, the winner of this tournament will get a ticket to that grand final in August. But say this team comes to the next qualifier and wins again, they get the money, but the ticket will go to the next eligible team. So even if you can't win it all, you can still, if you get into the top 2 or something, you have a shot at getting into the grand final for that 5K. So so here we go, going back into Payload. Match is starting up.
I'm on board with Proda right now. He just picked up this bomb. We'll see how he's going to work with Dark Seed. I'm going to say Seed, Dark Seed, or Side.
Side?
How are we pronouncing?
I don't know.
With Dark, so he's going to be pushing in towards that A bomb site. But Voylance, who we've seen on stream before, guarding that A site down here, but the 2-on-1. Capsidal hasn't rotated around towards A yet. Haven't gotten a lot of intel, possibly. It looks like, tough on the rotation here because Capsidal pushing around towards A right as Proda and Dark are looking towards B, but then just absolutely pretzeling this map. They've wrapped around again back towards the outside on A. So Proda going to be taken down by Voylance there, but Dark taking down Voylance with that Maddox. So now we're in a one-on-one Capsidal versus Dark. Let's see how this one plays out. I know Dark has that bomb pushing over towards B right now, so he's going to be getting that plant down as Capsidal watches on A. So he's going to have to push and make moves, going to need to pick up this kill and get this bomb defused with about 40 seconds left remaining.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump on board with Capsidal, but the one thing I want to touch on is with Call of Duty, every single advantage that you can get matters. And so Dark Side, Dark, whatever, we'll call him Dark.
Sived. Yeah.
Sived. So it was a pretty neutral, one-on-one normal fight, but he forced that bomb plant to put Capsidal in a tough position. So it gave Dark the advantage, and he was able to win that round for his team. So there's just a lot of things to consider in these 2v2s, just all the little things you can do to push the advantage ever so much in your favor as we go into round 2. And Dark, even though we don't know how to pronounce his full name, we're going to jump on board with him for this round as he's currently 2-0 with the Maddox out, rushing right down middle, keeping an eye on that corner. I like how he's strafing back and forth, but Voyance with the SOG just quickly shuts him down. Proto also with the Maddox, and just the pressure.
Melted.
Yeah. When there's a guy with the SOG hot on your tail, it's going to be pretty difficult to get away or even take the fight. It's just a lose-lose situation. That SOG is so deadly. But I love the confidence. You could see in the kill cam, he was able to spot that player, just the shadow on the wall. That's just one of those little things you got to keep an eye out for as you get more and more experience. But I just loved how quickly he was able to shut that round down and tie up the map 1-1.
Yeah, I'm a little bit shocked too. I thought that Darks had seen Voyance like coming through that hallway, like when he was peeking that corner. And so it shocked me when he decided to like turn around and run away. I don't know if he was trying to get repositioned or meet back up with his teammate, but that basically just allowed Voyance to clean up 2 easy kills pushing. But we do see Proto going down from Voyance, I believe, there, and then Capsidal going to be taking down Dark Side again. So a quick turnaround for this Speed Demons team to go up 2-1.
Yeah, overall, just very back and forth gameplay. Each team just kind of having a dominating round apiece. But Vantage goes over to Speed Demons temporarily. But if this is like any other matchup that we've seen, I'm sure this is going to go pretty far. Maybe not round 11, but we might see it go pretty long.
I'm just upset we haven't seen a sniper rifle yet. That's what I was really hoping for. But it's interesting too. Like on this map, we're almost seeing completely different aspects of the map being used by both of these teams. So I like the kind of contrast we saw from the first semifinal. But bomb is going to be going down quick there.
Very quick bomb plan.
Wow.
And very quick round. This red team is all about ending the game early. They don't play around and stay back.
You're not playing with their food. They're not playing with their food at all.
I love the confidence in your own talent where you're like, no, I am dictating the pace of this game. You answer to me, right? And so that's what this red team is doing. They're kind of dictating the pace of this match entirely, and it's giving them that map lead.
They're the one who knocks. That's all you got to say.
Yeah. And so now, to be fair, with this map being so large for 2v2 play, you have those opportunities to kind of just punch a hole through a side of the map and play the way you want to. But that if they keep playing like this on the next map, Arsenal, where you're playing aggressive into these tight corridors, you can get shut down real fast. So hopefully these guys are aware of the limitations of those strategies. But right now, in this map 1, it's working out. They just have to keep an eye on that going into map 2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Proto and Darkside just kind of keep getting caught off guard. Even on the breakout there, saw Proto taking shots, and you could tell just by his camera and movement.
Gorgeous play.
Idol rushing in.
Oh my god! I love
how. Let me finish my point.
You can't do it. There's no time to analyze.
They're too aggressive.
Capsidal here, I loved the anticipation. He got the first kill, and then notice how he immediately slides. Obviously, we could see the player around the corner, but he was anticipating his teammate to react and try to get that cleanup kill. But he saw it coming, and he, once again, as we were talking about in that other map, where if you kind of force the fight first, you have the advantage. You make your opponent react, right? And so just excellent play.
And it kind of does go back to the point I was trying to make, where basically I think Proto and Darkside are getting caught off guard. Their positioning, they're not as in tune with where Voyance and Capsidal are trying to push, and they're kind of getting shot and don't know how to react or where to go. Voyance making another amazing play with this SOG, able to take down Darkside, even got shots into Proto as Capsidal was on the chase. Both of them able to heal up now. kind of cycling through these players. Looks like Valence is going to be putting the bomb down on B. So Proda going to have to come up with something here to make a play. He's kind of just checking his corners. I mean, he's playing. He looks, if you're just watching his screen, he almost looks a little panicked just with how he's moving, where he's shooting. He's kind of checking every corner just in case. It kind of goes back to that confidence and basically making the other team answer to your movements. As Valence is able to get that last kill on Proda there. Yeah, 5 rounds to 1. The first round was only the first round, I think, that the day one duo squad was able to take, and it's been a 5-0 streak from Capsidal and Voilence since then.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I was watching the blue team that last round, and they're just clearly not in sync with one another. They're trying to do like this bait and switch, but the timing is off, and they're shooting different targets. So I'm not sure if it's a communication issue or nerves or what, but this red team is just decimating them right now. I'm on board with Voyance right now. He's pushing through the flank on the A side, but Proda, I'm not sure if he caught him or if he was just checking his back. Capsidal is shut down.
Okay, there we go.
So blue team's starting to expect those aggressive plays out of red, but I don't know. It's a massive lead for the red team, and they just need one more round to take map 1. So it's looking pretty tough. They just have to keep this up, keep making plays like that, shut down a player, and then force that 2-on-1 situation.
Yeah, and that's something to keep in mind too. So typically with these tournaments previously, where we've seen players like Valence play before, it was a one-and-done scenario. So there is a second map here too, that if Proda and Darkside are able to adjust, kind of start expecting the aggression, they have another map to where they can kind of extend that time adjusting. So it's not totally over if they aren't able to pick up this first map, but Capsidal taking down Darkside with the Maddox there. Capsidal pushing in again. Proda, though, able to answer back, get a kill there. Valence, though,
pre-fire
right on his tail, able to kind of put some shots in Proda, keep him backed off a little bit. Bomb is down as well, but that's going to be Valence with that SOG, making quick work of Proda again. Valence on the SOG seems to be a deadly combination, especially with their playstyle. So that's going to be the first map going towards Speed Demons. So the next map is going to be on Arsenal, which we saw previously. Again, same map rotation as the other semifinal. And I think that map, that could definitely, especially like towards that B bomb site, could really play towards the advantage of Capsidal and Valence playstyle. Just that hyper aggressive, close quarter. Like typically, Payload is like a bigger map. Like we typically see a little more slow, calculated. I mean, we even saw sniper rifles come out on Payload last semifinal, but Capsidal and Valence may be able to really take advantage of Arsenal, but we're going to have to see how it all plays out going into the second map here.
Yeah, so going back into Arsenal, and like we were saying, it's a different map. It supports different play styles. That's the best way I can put it. So we'll have to see how these teams react, but Speed Demons, they are now technically on match point, and if this map plays out like the first map, this is going to be a quick 2-0, and easy money. Man, they're going to have some competition, but we can't look that too far ahead just yet. Day one duo still has a chance at staying alive in this tournament. Once again, it's just a totally different map to adjust your strategies for. This map has a lot more of those tight corridors, those 90-degree like sharp angles around the corner where somebody could be hanging out. But I would like to see the sniper rifles come into play. That is absolutely massive on this map.
Right. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. But kind of looking back on that first map, man, I think Proda and Darkside really even struggled to like get their play style going. Like looking back on the first map, I couldn't even tell you sort of what they were going for. And that's not necessarily taking anything away from them. It's just giving a lot of credit to Speed Demons roster, knowing that they were able to dictate so much of the pace of play and kind of putting Proda and Darkside where they wanted them and able to pick up those kills, that it's tough to even analyze what Proda and Darkside could have been doing wrong. As we see, I'm on board with Capsidal right now. He was able to get some quick shots into Darkside, but Darkside just being the aggressor and saying, listen, you beat us up last round, but I don't know if I'm cool with letting you guys get away with any more. But Valence again on that SOG, tries to poke out, was down just a little too much health, and that range, SOG versus Maddox, that's a tough fight to win for Valence there.
I think Valence just jumped out a little bit too early. But that's just, you know, like we're saying with the confidence, when you win map 1 like that, you kind of feel like you can make any play happen. But his teammate, Capsidal, that was, I would say, a huge upset in the vent. It was a SOG versus what I believe was a Maddox. I didn't catch the kill feed. But
Darkside and Maddox there.
Yeah, so Capsidal had the advantage. There's no room to strafe in those vents. He had a SOG in close range. But the problem is we were talking about that limb damage, and he was kind of shooting at the legs of his opponent, and I'm assuming... Oh, great shot.
Valence!
I missed
with the
that,
snipe. It's coming out. It's coming out. Oh, and
wow.
Valence almost gets the pistol kill on Proda. He almost made another montage play like we saw in the first semifinal, but unable to do it. So that's going to be day 1 duos going up 2 rounds to nothing on the Speed Demons here. But man, the sniper play did come out and it was live, and Valence looked like he had a lot of confidence going in. You can just see how close he got him. A couple more shots into Proda, and that gunfight goes a totally different way. But we'll see.
I think we should keep an eye on Valence to see if he's going to continue doing the snipe. Right now he has the SOG out. He still has that opportunity to switch back if he wants to. But at the same time, Proda, just a massive bounce back, being 3-0 at the start of this and now up 2-0 on the map. So blue team definitely turning it around, and maybe Arsenal is just their kind of map.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I thought this would play way more in favor of Valence and Capsidal's playstyle. But they did kind of start off a little bit slow on, was it payload as well? So we'll see how this goes, but that's going to be...
So that's why you don't group up that close to your teammate. When you consider friendly fire and collateral damage and whatnot, that was just an incredibly easy kill for Valence there. There was a team kill that came through, but look at that. He's just hip firing and hitting both of them.
Yeah, he almost would have had that gunfight either way, even if I think it was Proda didn't put a couple straight bullets into Darkside.
And I mean, once again, we're seeing this stuff. You know, we see the players through the walls, but Valence, he probably got pretty scared when he saw 2 players right around the corner, right in his face. But going clutch to stay alive now, 2-1 on this map. So I'm going to stay on board with Proda. Overall, having a great game, minus that previous round there.
It happens.
It happens sometimes, but he has the ICR just snapping onto Valence.
Whew.
Follows around the corner. Great team shot.
Beautiful. Darkside able to clean up that kill on Capsidal, but definitely some hype and help from Proda and the ICR. So we're seeing them find their groove, kind of getting into the swing of things a little bit. So yeah, we should have some more back and forth, but we're going to have to see if Capsidal and Valence are able to adjust or not here. Because after the first map, I did not expect this out of Proda and Darkside.
No.
Gotta say, like, I was like, oh, steamroll, it's over. Let's just go for montage clips. But no, they're making it a game. They're making it interesting. They just need 3 more rounds to tie up the series at 1 map each. Yeah. He switched off, I think, to the ICR after he didn't find this angle last round. So, yeah, he's going to do that again.
He just goes for a quick kill, looks like.
Yeah. Just trying to get that angle to get that pick. Cycling through some players here. Just
nobody's running with the snipe right now.
Everyone kind of just feeling out the middle of the map a little bit. Looks like Speed Demons, the red team, going to wrap around and kind of decide to camp this A bomb site a little bit, expecting the rotation out of Proda and Darkside, and they would be right. But that perfect timing. It looks like they're going to rotate around towards B right as Proda and Darkside coming in towards A. So we'll see if they decide to put the bomb down. Darkside, Proda has the bomb, so he's not planted yet. They're just hanging out, taking it easy. I don't know if any player has even seen anyone yet.
Looks like bait to me. He's just waiting for the other team to come back and check on the bomb site. Ooh, that COD timing, but he doesn't get the kill. And
nice,
great
Proda
slide.
with the Maddox.
Great slide through the door, and we've seen this in the last map. You get the first kill, and then you just immediately run towards the other angle and slide because you know that other teammate's trying to pick you off. Fantastic movement out of Proda. Gets the 1 kill. Notice how he just rushes right into this room to get that 2nd kill.
Yeah. Did these teams switch accounts in between the first and second map? Because it's literally the exact opposite. It's like a literal flip, a mirror image of what we saw on payload to Arsenal, because Proda and Darkside are absolutely making light work of Valence and Capsidal right now. This is not what I expected at all going into this map.
Yeah, and looking forward to map 3 if we get that far. I feel like frequency is one of the most difficult. Yeah, just perfect angles. out of this guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, but game 3 or map 3 will be on Frequency, and they win another round here. Frequency, I would say, is one of the more difficult maps in 2v2. There's just so many angles to consider, and if you hold down that middle area, you can answer to both bomb sites. And we'll get into that more as we get into that map. But I believe our blue team is now on map point.
Yes.
Isn't it 5-1?
Yeah, and Capsidle and Valence only have 1 round win.
Yeah,
It's
so
like literally the exact.
an incredible turnaround from Proto. 7-1, just absolutely crushing his opponents, and Capsidle having a tough game, 0-5.
Struggling. Did not expect that at all. Man, I really can't believe it. And Valence going down quickly to dark side right here. Now Proto and dark side pushing around, looking outside towards A, and it's just Capsidle left. And looking at Capsidle, he does have an ICR out. So he might want to back up and play these angles a little more safe. It looks like that's the idea he had, but Darkside pushed through with that Maddox right at that right time, able to take him down. So that's going to be day 1 duo tying up the series at 1-1.
Overall, an incredible comeback. I mean, you look at the score and you see 6-1, but the previous map, it was also 6-1. For Frequency, our next map, I have no idea what to expect.
I was going to say I would try to make a prediction, but clearly the last time I tried that, I was proven flat out wrong. I thought Capsidle and Valence had that map like in the bag. I was like, oh, Payload's a big map. Like, if they were able to play aggressive on that map, surely Arsenal will be their cup of tea, right? But no, they get practically shut out by Proto and Darkside.
Proto just going absolutely huge for his team. Obviously, Dark was helping him out quite a bit to get them to this point, but now it's down to the final map 3, and we were talking about how before we were doing the one and dones, but this is where best of 3s shine. You kind of see overall who's the better team.
Right. You a little more time to adjust, a little more time to counter play style, to figure out your enemy's tendencies, maybe some preferences. And yeah, we'll see going into map 3 on Frequency how it's all going to play out.
Yeah, so starting it up now. I was mentioning it in the previous map, but Frequency is one of those maps where it's quite long and narrow, but if you hold down the center of the map, you can react to both A and B bomb site quickly. Typically, like on the large maps like Payload, you see one player go to the B side and one player go A side. But in this map, to me, from what I've seen, a lot of these players just rush down middle and then make a play from there. But obviously, these guys have been competing for months now, and maybe rushing middle becomes somewhat predictable, and you want to try to change it up a bit. But that's what makes this so exciting to see how these teams are going to try to play those mind games and get a leg up over their opponent.
Yeah, we'll see. Looks like we might already see a sniper coming out. We'll have to peep into that too. I'd love to see some more sniper play. I think we'll see some in grand finals, but we'll have to see if we get any in this semifinal. We saw a little bit last map, but not just enough to sort of scratch the surface. No crazy plays out of it.
Proto getting a snipe already
right now. Yeah, nice. And he's got the bomb. So that's going to be Valence going down. I think, if they're really... Valence was kind of the momentum shifter for the Speed Demons roster.
Proto's movement is so good. So if you do a slide on a ledge or whatever, it pushes you forward really fast. He started getting shot in the back. He did the slide off the table, ran to his teammate. Gorgeous team shot to quickly take down their opponent. So this momentum from map 2 looks like it's carrying over into map 3.
And I don't know if this is a statistic that we could ever get, but it's interesting to see. It seems that if the blue team is able to take down Valence first, Capsidle has a tough time maintaining, or even the red team in general has a tough time maintaining that momentum. So I don't know if Valence is kind of the main guy pushing through or the big playmaker for this red squad, but even in the last map, I think if they were able to take down Valence first, Capsidle kind of fell apart. It seemed like it was almost a guaranteed round win if they could focus in on Valence. So we'll have to see if that's almost even the blue team strategy going into this, or if they can capitalize on maybe that kind of weak link in the red team's vibe.
Yeah, and we have 2 distinct playstyles in this round as Proto goes for the SOG kill. Once again, that movement coming in, but he was quickly taken down. I was looking at the minimap. Red team, they were spread out, covering different angles. Blue team, they were side by side running together. So that could have been an easy 2-on-1 situation for our blue team. But once that pick comes through, things start to fall apart quickly. So Volans working the strafe around the corner and taking out his opponent when he saw him vulnerable. Great play out of him. So I believe it's now, what, 2-1 or no, 1-1 in this map.
Yep. Yeah, and Volans had both kills that last round too, so he seems to be a little bit of the playmaker here. We'll see Proda picking up this bomb, gonna head towards mid-map. That seems to be blue team's strategy kind of on the break here, but Volans and Capsidle pushing through, really aggressive through mid-map and dropping down into bottom. Might be just listening for footsteps or seeing if they can spot someone on this blue team coming through. Darkside now watching the flank for Proda. I guess they're assuming that Volans and Capsidle might have tried to wrap around the backside of the map. And it looks like Proda and Darkside are going to be pushing towards A, checking middle again. But I don't even think Volans and Capsidle have moved at all here.
They're just waiting for them to make a play here. Clearly not on B.
They got some information or heard some sound, but they were able to push out right as that bomb was going down. Unable to take down Darkside, though. Yeah, Proda coming around Capsidle, taking down Darkside. So now it's going to be Capsidle versus Proda. And Proda getting some information, able to see Capsidle there, and nice peek from Proda, making quick work of him with that Maddox, and that's going to be another round win for the blue team.
That was some great mind games out of Proda. He was peeking over the bomb. Both players made eye contact. Proda ran away towards the window, kind of alluding to that, oh, I might be running out the clock. I'm just going to run away and come back. But he instantly peeked back out. It was just back and forth. So when he went around that corner to go towards the window, his opponent was like, oh, okay, free bomb. I can just rush over there and take control of window. But yeah, Proda, just with the mind games, was tricking his opponent into pushing out and got the easy kill with the Maddox. So Proda and Dark both rushing middle, getting easy. Okay, actually, it looks like this red team might be able to get the bomb down.
Yeah, they're just going for a quick plant now.
Yeah, so this is
going to put that bomb down really fast. A couple shots in the back, having to run away and heal up now, trying to reposition, and they just kind of split and are going to watch this bomb. I think Volans is going to be wrapping around middle as Capsidle watches on site with that Maddox. But definitely, Proda, though, going for the defuse also. Is he going to be able to get it? No, has to peek out.
Wow,
I
was not
able to take down both with the SOG. Man, that was an intense round.
I seriously thought the blue team was going to run away with that one because they were able to get that middle control so fast. And when you have middle, you can look over B and get those easy kills on the bomb planters. But they were able to plant it without being seen at all, and then they just kind of split up and forced the blue team to get into a tough position. So Volans, just fantastic play out of him. Completely threw me off guard when I saw that bomb being planted, because that's quite risky when you know that your opponents are looking right at you.
Right, and I think we saw that last map too out of Volans. When Proda and Darkside get a little too stacked up, Volans can really tear them up with that SOG up close. And that's almost exactly the same play that happened the previous round. Capsidle was able to take down Darkside. Capsidle.
What was that?
And Volans just wanted to kill that round too. He was like, listen, Capsidle, I'm typically getting most of the kills here. I'm just going to take you out real fast because you just got both kills that round.
Yeah, guy just jumped over the wall going for the kill. Maybe he didn't anticipate both players being up there, but Capsidle, just the perfect melee kill there. Once again, a single shot to the body followed by a melee, and you can get a quick kill, just the 1-2 punch. With that said, it's not as easy as it sounds. If you have a weapon like a SOG that's rapid fire, you can't melee while you're shooting. You have to be able to press the melee button in between bullets. So it's one of those things that's really difficult to time, but these guys have been playing for so long they know what they're doing. That's why they're competing for all this money and we're casting. But
right.
So on board with Proda, rushing back towards his spawn. Once again, blue team kind of just sticking together. Red team as well. Most of this series, red team has been separate. Volans last man standing, but if anybody were to win a 2v1 situation, it would be him. He's currently 4-2 with that SOG, and notice how he's trying to stay in those close quarters areas, sticking close to the wall, rushing back into the window. So he has an opportunity here.
Oh, he's able to catch one player off guard. Backs off to reload a little bit. Now it's going to be Darkside versus Volans going into this 1v1 scenario. Volans had the bomb down, but with that
huge.
Zog able to take down Darkseid, turning around that 1 versus 2 scenario for the round win, continuing their streak. Now just 2 rounds away from closing out this semifinal.
You can't stop him. As soon as he has the advantage, he just completely obliterates your team. Notice how he got that kill, ran away, and he was working those angles perfectly. Probably heard some footsteps here or something, or maybe just playing it patient, but he was able to take out. Yeah, he just, once again, it has to do with those mind games, being able to predict your opponent and mess with their head as well. And so when Volans is on fire, he is scary, but like we saw in the previous round, they can get shut down quickly. Once they are shut down, it's hard for them to come back. But so far in the second half of this map, they're definitely turning it up here. On board with Proda, almost slid off the map. That was really scary.
Then he almost killed Darkseid. Darkseid going to be taken down by Capsidal. Now it's Capsidal versus Proda again. This 1v1 scenario. Capsidal backing off. Proda does have that bomb, and he's kind of alone at A. We'll see if he tries to go for the plant or if he's just going to try to track down this last kill to bring this round score within 1. Both players going to be beating up in orange right now. A couple shots exchanged from each, both backing up to heal. Capsidal, though, does have that SOG, so a little bit favorable in those up-close scenarios. I'm not upset, but a little shocked that Capsidal didn't press that advantage a little bit. And close-range scenario.
Yeah, and obviously Capsidal doesn't have the same information as we do, but Proda, once again, with his excellent movement, they were in that gunfight. He started to slide towards the wall to get his heal off. And notice how he only had 8 bullets and he wasn't reloading. And the reason why is the reload is very loud in Black Ops. So if Capsidal was around the corner and he heard that reload, he was going to instantly jump out and get a free kill. So Proda, he didn't do that reload until he was in a very safe position, planting the bomb. But
Capsidal sees the bomb go down.
Easy.
Yeah, perfect timing from Capsidal there, knowing exactly when to check that bomb site. Pushed in, so now the red team is 1 round away from moving on to the grand finals.
I mean, both teams are incredibly talented, but this red team, just some of the plays they're pulling off is so impressive. When you break it down and see what their mentality is, very, very impressive. So Capsidal, as soon as he saw that bomb going down, he just played really aggressive, jumped around the corner, easy defuse.
All right, so potentially last map for the day 1 duos, unless they're able to figure something out and absolutely clutch up. We'll see if they can do it. They've showed us that spark after that first map. I didn't really think they had it in them, but they were able to flip it around on Arsenal and show Speed Demons that they were absolutely here to play. But this round, again, struggling a little bit with Volans making some key plays, but right off the break, Proda and Darkseid able to get both players down. Capsidal going to be going down to Proda. Volans, again, very weak. I think they know where his position is. Proda does have this, or I'm sorry, he doesn't have the bomb. Volans has the bomb wrapping around towards A, but this is a tough scenario to be in for Volans. I don't know if you just try to make something happen. Volans, though, able to take down Darkseid. Volans taking down Proda! Oh my gosh! How many times is this man going to turn around an absolutely dire situation? That is insane.
That's the second 2v1 that we saw Volans win in this series alone. I'm sure this guy was going off the entire tournament, but he is such a scary player. It doesn't matter if it's 2v2, 2v1, he's always going to go clutch for his team. And now they're going to the grand final.
Man, this is about to be an absolutely electrifying grand final between the sniper plays we saw in the first semifinal and these insane clutches coming out of Volans. I cannot wait to get into this grand final match.
Yeah, and looking at the stats, just insane damage out of this red team. And you can see that Capsidal had more damage than Volans, so he was doing his job, giving the assists and opening up those windows of opportunity for his teammates. So I think we have a clash of playstyles here in this grand final. Speed Demons, they have been doing some really interesting plays. I'm trying to think of a way to explain. Like, we saw Volans just going off in these 1v2 situations, but Capsidal is like the backbone to this team to keep them afloat, right? But the other team overall, it was just, they were taking advantage of these little opportunities, getting a snipe off the break and forcing that 2-on-1 fight. But if they keep doing that, it might not work against Speed Demons.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Because typically you say, okay, great, we're in a 2-on-1 scenario. Bad news, it's against Volans, and he's going to kill your entire team anyways. So it's one of those things, you think you have the advantage, but when Valence is pulling out crazy plays with the SOG that consistently, it throws an entire wrench into your game plan. I think the key going into this grand finals for it's going to be Roland and Lightsfire is going to be focusing on Valence, because it really does seem that if he is taking out, Capsidle is a solid player, but he doesn't seem to have the same amount of clutch factor that Valence does.
And that's the thing about these two teams. Like, you have one that is quite explosive, and when they're on fire, they stay on fire. But the other team has been just kind of consistent with their play. So it's kind of like this David versus Goliath kind of thing. Like, what's going on here? But we'll be finding that out in the grand final shortly. That's going to be coming up in just a brief moment. It's going to be another best of 3, and just a reminder for all of you tuning in, this is a qualifier tournament, so the winner of this tournament will get a spot in our grand final in August, where I believe it's the top 4 teams will be duking it out against each other for $5,000. But we have another one coming up on, I believe, June 29th. So if you want to have a shot at winning this, make some money now and potentially some more money later, be sure to go to teambeyond.net and register.
Yeah, sounds good. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with these grand finals. Stay tuned.
What's up, Freak Nation? My name is Exclusive Ace, and I'm a full-time YouTuber and Twitch streamer. I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to be a game changer in Blackout using the KontrolFreek, FPS-Freak, Battle Royale Nightfall. The first tip that I have for you guys has to do with choosing the best location to land for the best gear possible for later in the match. If you want to get right into the fight as soon as possible, would be firing range. For that juicy zombie loot, Asylum is an excellent place to land. Or there's my personal favorite, this is Construction. Construction spawns with a ton of loot, and my favorite part about it is if you get yourself in a tricky situation, you've always got that wingsuit to fall back on. The second tip that I have for you guys, and this has to do with the recommended weapon setups for Blackout. You definitely want to get your hands on an assault rifle or a tactical rifle. Some of my personal favorites at the moment are the KN57, the Rampart 17, or the ABR 223. Get your hands on one of these, and you should have yourself set up quite nicely for your primary weapon. As for the secondary weapon, if it looks like you're going to run into a lot more close quarter situations, an SMG or the MOG 12 shotgun are excellent choices. If, however, it looks like you're going to be fighting more in the open, this is where the sniper rifles absolutely shine for that pinpoint accuracy at long ranges. This brings us to tip number 3, and this is get your hands on the Battle Royale Nightfall thumbsticks. These thumbsticks click directly onto your existing thumbsticks on your controller, and what these do is they effectively extend the length of your analog stick, which gives you a wider range of motion and extra precision to help you dominate gunfights in first-person shooters like Blackout.
All right, so welcome back to the grand finals of the KontrolFreek 2v2 S&D Showdown powered by Beyond. We've got two heavy hitters in the grand finals here. You're looking at easy money comprised of Lightsfire and Roland going up against the speed demons themselves, Capsidle and Valence. What are they going to be playing for? I'm so glad you asked. Right now, today, this tournament, $1,250 are on the line. First place going to be taking home $1,000. Second place taking home $250. But the winning team is also seeded into our 5K grandest of finals. So that is also on the line too. Hopping into this first map here of the grand finals on frequency. Looks like Roland was tagged up a little bit, but able to back off and recap with Lightsfire. And now both teams just kind of getting into position. Blue team pushing through this B bomb site. Roland getting tagged up again, but still able to survive. No blood drawn in a kill just yet. Valence tagged up, but he survives as well, backing off. But Capsidle, that backbone is there, going to be taking down Lightsfire. And Valence with that SOG again, able to take down Roland and take the first round of the first map of these grand finals.
Yeah, and for anybody just tuning in, this Valence red team, I totally forgot his teammate's name. We were calling him the Backbone, but I forgot his name.
Speed Demons and
Yeah,
Capsidle.
Speed Demons and Capsidle. So we just saw them win the second semifinal in a Game 3 matchup, and it was on this map, Frequency. So these guys are on fire. They just played this map, very fresh, while Blue Team, they were kind of, just chilling, waiting for their match to come up because they played in our first semifinal. So
Right.
I want to say the advantage is going to Speed Demons here, but easy money. I want to say 3 or 4 time champion in the Beyond tournaments that we've hosted. This is definitely a match that can go either way, and we definitely saw that in that first round.
Yeah, Lightsfire and Roland, kind of a veteran squad to our tournaments. We've seen them win before. We know that they can play together well. But yeah, like you said, that advantage kind of being fresh off of a pretty hype win for Valence, definitely going to come into play. Valence and Capsidle. Valence, the bomb is going to be going down there. Lightsfire and Roland kind of out of position. One Lightsfire pushing through mid, Roland wrapping around. Not sure if Roland's going to be able to spot Capsidle there. He is. Roland taking down Capsidle, but it's Valence with that SOG again with the follow-up. Now in that one-on-one situation, neither player really around for the bomb. Lightsfire, though, just making that flank perfect, able to take down Valence, and he's going to get this defused to tie up the series.
I'm not sure if Valence made a little mistake there. We saw him go for a melee and then the shot. He did get the kill, but he was able to take some damage during that. So maybe if he cleaned up that play a little bit more and got that shot first before the melee, he would have had full health and maybe could have changed up his reaction afterwards. But with that said, that round is now over. We're going to check out the replay from Lightsfire. Just got right behind his opponent.
Out of position. Yep. Valence kind of looking towards that bomb site. Maybe he thought that was the push he was going to be making or coming through middle to drop down on the bomb site, but Lightsfire just able to take that kill there. Valence 2-1 though, slaying pretty solid for his team. Still early on, kind of tough to make a real call on how Roland and Lightsfire might fare off against Valence and Capsidle. We do see Capsidle, though, does have the sniper out. Lightsfire, I believe, has the Paladin out as well. So the snipers are coming out, and I just got to say that I'm happy to see it.
Yeah, so Lightsfire kind of having just a normal game so far, 1-1, only in the second round here. But if you can catch fire with this sniper, that'll be huge. And you saw him do that little technique I was telling you about earlier where you can do a slide off of a ledge and go flying across the map just to get some extra speed. But he is hanging out. You can see the way he's angling himself. He's checking both the right and left side to make sure there's nobody getting behind him. So now he feels confident looking back over on the A side. But red team just chilling in the middle on that mini-map.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Lightsfire, especially with the... Oh, never mind. Ooh. He gets that one shot with the pistol, breaking necks out here as Valence goes down. Now it's going to be up to Capsidle. I was just going to say, we saw this in the previous semifinal that Lightsfire kind of gets stuck sometimes with that sniper in those 2-versus-1 scenarios, but he was able to make something happen there and able to take his SOG, but he doesn't know that Capsidle was right behind him. Kind of payback for the previous round.
Yeah.
As Lightsfire going to be taken out there and red team winning that one.
COD timing in full effect. Both players backs to one another, not realizing who was where, but then Capsidle was able to Get that last second.
Just shoot him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it happens sometimes, even in grand finals against the two best teams in 2v2. It happens to all of us.
Yeah. And I think it happens, early on too. You're not exactly sure of either team's tendencies or where they're going to be pushing from or rotations that they tend to make. And we kind of see that slowly evolve throughout the series and throughout the maps here. So just kind of one of those things, a little bit of COD timing, a little bit of never lucky.
As esports players, so many competitors are so used to relying on sound, but in Call of Duty, with everybody running that dead silence perk, you can't hear anything. So it's very difficult to hear those footsteps and predict exactly where your opponent's coming from. But here we go, just trades back and forth, and blue team pick up another round.
Yeah, and kind of even split between both bomb sites, but yeah, on that one, not sure if everyone was just sort of out of position, but just trades across the board. Going to end up tying the series, though, at 2-2 still, early on. No one really pulling ahead or showing that they're, way ahead. I think it's going to end up being a tight series with these two squads just based on the previous semifinals. And it appears that way that, they're both have their advantages and disadvantages. No one's really pulling away or doesn't look like any one team's going to get, steamrolled too hard.
Yeah, and so looking forward a little bit, our next map is going to be Gridlock. So both of these teams, at least on broadcast, haven't played Gridlock just yet. So it's going to be an interesting map. And then map 3 will be back on Arsenal, which both teams were performing really well in Arsenal. So if we do go to a game 3, it's going to be so damn exciting. But here we go, 1v1 in this round 5.
Yep, Capsidle and Lightsfire squaring off here. Capsidle putting a couple shots down range. Lightsfire able to heal up, trying to push in now. It looks like, Lightsfire does have that bomb, so he's going to have to try to make a plant here. As Capsidle gets a couple shots on him, a little bit of a disadvantage. Has to push back, both players going to heal up now. As Capsidle rotates around, tries to spot an angle on Lightsfire, unable to find it, tries to predict that A push. So Capsidle going to be going up into blue here. But Lightsfire has him on the chase as he swings back around towards A. So Lightsfire with the bomb going down right now, but Capsidle with that great timing, able to take him down during the plant and take that round.
So I'm not sure if both players were aware of what their opponents were like using weapon-wise. And so we saw Lightsfire with the, I believe it was the SOG. He was trying to stay in those close quarters areas, while his opponent with the Maddox was trying to take the longer routes. And so that's why they were staying so far away from each other for so long. But then ultimately that Maddox in the middle of the map was able to look right over the bomb and get the easy kill.
Yeah, it's just kind of getting used to playstyle. But we saw Capsidle kind of show that in some of the previous rounds. Some good movement, some good rotation, some good timing, an excellent prediction factor. I don't know if that's a factor, but he's able to predict his opponent's movements pretty well. But Roland taking down Violence there off the start. And we've seen previously sometimes Capsidle can struggle in these 2-on-1s, or maybe just not as explosive as Violence is here. But able to get a couple shots, make Lightsfire back off some. Gets Roland to about half health, but just can't close out any of these kills. That bomb is down, so he's going to have to push forward again. Capsidle, though, able to take down Roland. So now it's going to be a 1-on-1. Lightsfire and Capsidle again. That bomb down in the middle of the map. Capsidle trying to push for it. Jockey for that position. Gets more shots onto Lightsfire. Both players just tickling each other with these bullets. Back and forth. Don't want to commit to the kill just yet. Both players know the position. I wonder if any are going to try to wrap around and change. Capsidle, though, going for the plant here. Lightsfire might be able to make a push. He's playing it a little slow. Bomb is going to go down. So now Capsidle will be able to play towards time if he has to. It looks like he is going to run back towards that spawn. Lightsfire hot on his trail, though, coming up these stairs. Is Capsidle going to get this kill? He is. Takes down Lightsfire, even with the bomb down, for that win.
Yeah, and we saw some interesting SOG play towards the end of that round. And the SOG is just not fit. That was Lightsfire that had the SOG. The SOG is so difficult to use at long range because of that horizontal recoil where it's dragging to the left and right, and it's very hard to control. But with something like the Maddox, I believe like your first 2 shots don't have any recoil, and then it starts to go upward. So it makes it a little bit easier to use at long range, of course. So it's not just this weapon is close quarters, this weapon is that. Like, you have to consider the recoil and the spray pattern and all that stuff. And that's the great thing about Black Ops 4 is that predictable recoil. So that kind of makes things fair and balanced for everybody.
Right.
But yeah, so on board with Lightsfire again. Having an okay game, 3 and 4, currently down 2-4 on the map. I wasn't expecting them to struggle this much overall. I thought it was going to be much closer, possibly even tied like this far down into the map. But with that said, down 2-4, now in a 2v1 situation, putting that bomb down quickly to put the pressure on Caps Idol.
Yeah, smart play there out of Lightsfire. The bomb going to be going down at B there, so they're going to be able to set up their defenses around here. But Caps Idol showed us before he's able to handle these 2-on-1s a little more predictably. So Caps Idol there taking down Lightsfire, going to be pushing in, but Roland catches him on that peak, and that's going to be a round loss for the Speed Demon.
Yeah, so
very close series.
Yeah, slowly clawing their way back now.
Really it's really just back and forth. It's just kind of back and forth this whole time. We'll see, though. I do think Valence going down early in those last 2 rounds definitely has a factor. I mean, if they can get that pick on Valence early on, Caps Idol showed us, that he was able to clutch up some 2v1s, but it's just Valence is struggling a little bit to get things going. Caps Idol, though, picking up the slack at 8 and 3, but not seeing that same explosive, able to control the aggression style out of Valence early on here.
And that's when we were talking about Caps Idol being the backbone of this team. He is that consistent player that's always going to pull his own weight, while Valence is more of the explosive player that's either going off, or if he gets shut down, then he's going to have some poor stats.
Right.
So it just seems like this easy money team, which they're incredibly talented, they're just shutting him down. But Caps Idol able to keep his team in it, and actually we're now 4-4, so blue team coming back.
Yeah, coming back.
We can talk about these numbers.
Yeah.
We can talk about these numbers all the time where, like a 2-point lead looks insane, or a 1-point lead or whatever. But just with these teams, the skill, the talent between these 2 or these 4 players rather, just a single mistake and you're instantly shut down. So there's just so many things to consider as we see Lightsfire pull out a sniper rifle.
I'm on board with him. You already know I'm on board. Anyone pulls out a sniper, I'm watching their point of view.
Yeah, I think we should get a like CODcaster update where it just makes a player's name like flash when there's a sniper out.
Just put a star above their head or something. That would be cool, like a little picture-in-picture, just if someone does have a sniper out. But I think Lightsfire trades it out for the Maddox. Is going to be, the 2v1 Valence and Caps Idol, but trades happening across the board. Caps Idol taking down Lightsfire, Roland taking down Caps Idol. So now it's just going to be Valence and Roland here. I'm going to hop on board with Valence because I want to see if he can pick this up.
Yeah,
maybe it's where he can get a little momentum going, light a little fire underneath him, show us that true Speed Demons attitude, live up to the name a bit, just kind of go all out. And let's see. I'm not sure. It looks like he might be wrapping around towards that B bomb site. Roland, though, is going for the plant. Oh, the perfect timing out of Valence. Able to take down Roland during that plant. Easy kills, easy round wins. Now just 1 win away from taking the first map of these grand finals.
Valence just going clutch when he absolutely needs to, because if he lost that round, it would have been 5-4 for the other team. So backs against the wall for this blue squad. Easy money. Let's see if they can answer back. I want to jump aboard with Roland. He's 9 and 7, dying quite a bit, but getting a lot of kills on the board.
Yeah, he's had kills when it matters, I think.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you'll see a lot of deaths in the overlay, but I mean, key kills can swing series no matter what. So it's not always, the end-all be-all of performance. It can be what kills happened at what time and where that matter more than just total number. So we'll see Roland here. Is going to get squeezed by Caps Idol. Caps Idol taking down 2 with quick melee.
Gorgeous. 2 fantastic kills back to back.
I didn't even have time to switch over to his point of view to see what even happened. I blinked and blue team was dead.
Look at that.
Just killed there.
Down to 5 health. So that's what happens if you get meleeed. You're down to 5 health, 1 shot, and you're done. But just fantastic back-to-back kills there from Caps Idol.
Nice. So that is going to be Speed Demons taking the first round of the grand finals on frequency. So we'll be going to a map we have not seen on stream yet, or either of these teams play on stream, which is going to be Gridlock. So we'll have to see how both teams play here. But that, I mean, towards the end, I think the red team started to dig their nails in a little bit and looked like the team we saw from the previous semifinal. But I think it's a big testament to Roland and Lightsfire's ability too. They never seemed panicked, right? Capsidle and Valence going up against the team in that previous semifinal, day one duo. You could tell that the other team wasn't quite ready for that aggression, wasn't quite ready for the clutch ups coming out of Valence, and it threw them off. But Roland and Lightsfire never really looked like their head was out of the game or that the rounds were just getting away from them. They were always right there trading kills when they need to. Their positioning was perfect when it needed to be. There wasn't really a lot of mistakes coming from either side. So this map too on Gridlock can definitely go either way.
Yeah, and as I start the map fly through, a couple of the players disconnected, so hopefully we can time this well. Maybe not, but yeah, we'll be getting into.
Let's see how our COD timing is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just waiting on one player to get back in here. That would be, I believe, Valence.
Yeah, maybe he needs a little water. Maybe, stretch the hands. Because these guys are playing all day. This is not just the stream is the only time. They've been playing in the tournament since, like 3 p.m. Eastern. So this is definitely a marathon tournament, more than it's a sprint. So, yeah, sometimes you just need to get up, move around, make sure blood's not pooling in your legs, that you don't have blood clots. It's just healthy to get up and move, right?
Yeah. So we'll take this opportunity to once again promote the Search and Destroy Showdown. So this is the first qualifier that we're doing, and then there's going to be 3 more for you guys to check out, and the winner of each qualifier will move on to the grand final in August with $5,000 on the line. So if you guys want to sign up and have a shot at winning some money and possibly punch a ticket to that grand final, be sure to go to teambeyond.net to register. And even if you're not even going for the money, it's always nice to meet new people, get into that competitive environment. It's always a nice and fun time for everybody.
Absolutely. It looks like all players are in the lobby now. So we're going to be going to Gridlock. Speed Demons Speed Demons, Valence, and Capsidle going up against Lightsfire and Roland. Man, we'll see. I like easy money. I like the confidence in the name, but man, it's tough to say. This map could go either way. I don't know if we'll see much sniping on this map. I think Lightsfire might have gotten the idea. I just don't know how well it worked for Lightsfire the previous map. And Frequency might not be the best map to bust the sniper rifle out on, but I wonder if just the aggressive play that they saw from Capsidle and Valence towards the end might turn Lightsfire off to it a little bit.
Yeah. So I do want to mention that there's been a lot of really cool sniper sightlines that were discovered on this map within like the last month or two. Okay. So there's some really cool ones. Actually, if you see on the screen right now where that fly through is, there's some really interesting sightlines where you can shoot through the cars like to a specific window or whatever. So we might see that happen, but at the same time, these players, they're aware of those limitations now and those sight lines, so they know, okay, maybe I shouldn't go that way, I'm gonna go over here instead. So yeah, here we go on board with Lightsfire to start it out, playing extremely aggressive. Quickly shut down
Valence and Capsidle. I think this is typically some of the play we've seen on Gridlock in these tournaments in the past as well, is these rounds can be over off the breakouts in seconds. I mean, if you just meet up at the right time, one team is planning on being that aggressor, and you catch the other team off guard, I mean, you can just wipe them out literally in the blink of an eye. Rounds can be over like that.
Right. So.
And then, of course, you add that on top of Capsidle and Valence, what they've showed us already. That can definitely be a deadly combo. We'll see if Lightsfire and Roland, though, can kind of slow things down. It looks like Lightsfire is going to be pushing towards A. I know Valence does have that bomb around A side. Roland is on a pretty nice flank here, but I think it was Capsidle. Going down. Valence just barely staying alive, but that's great news for his team. Going to be in that 1v1 scenario. Lightsfire checking that A bomb site, wrapping around. We'll see if Valence
my God.
Melee able to take him down and take that win again.
Valence showing Roland how it's done. We saw Roland go for that shot beatdown, but he missed the shot and got Volts down to 5 health. And then Valence just smacks this player. That's Lightsfire right in the face. I love how he did that. Just jumped right into him and got the quick kill.
Yeah, beautiful play out of Valence there to go up a quick 2-0 on Gridlock here, the second map of the grand finals. Again, Speed Demons taking that first map, so if they win this one as well, they are your KontrolFreek S&D Showdown champions of the first week and will be placed into that 5K grand final coming up in August. Lightsfire and Roland here. Looks like Roland hovering around that A bomb site. Not sure if, bomb is going to be going down early for the blue team here. Now Lightsfire and Roland have to play this defense, defend that bomb site. Capsidle and Valence, though, coming in quick, getting Roland weak. Valence able to take down Roland, so now last player, Lightsfire, going to be going down. Capsidle taking down Valence. A little bit of an oopsie there, but is going to have plenty of time to get this defused.
And just incredible. Taking his time with the defuse, just letting his opponents watch him.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Bring out the heart.
All right, okay. And I was like, dude, remember the bomb. You're still it got a little
honestly, with the confidence, I'm sure he would have been fine with that bomb blowing up and still winning anyway. Like, he'll just,
like,
we'll give you that round, but we'll win 6-1.
We'll still put your artwork on the fridge, yeah.
So yeah, looking at the replay here from Valence, pushing in with that SOG and just shredding his opponent there. And look at that. That's like we were talking about with the I'm getting shot in the back too. But yeah, we were talking about with that SOG, it has that horizontal recoil. So when there's a player hiding behind cover or if he's far away, it's really difficult to land those shots. So overall, that was a fantastic play, but he got shut down and lost the round for his team. So we have to stay on board with Valence. I mean, he's 5-0. This guy is going off, and there's already one player down. Roland is just getting shut down yet again. Is this really how the grand final is going to end?
I mean, this is kind of this is what I expected out of Valence and Capsidle from the previous round. I was a little shocked going into that first map how much they seemed to struggle. I mean, this is like what I kind of expected them to be playing like. And I don't know if this map they just feel a little bit more confident on, or if they're just, you know, getting into their groove a little bit, or whether being up 4-0 in grand finals on the second map is just like, they're like, okay, they're a little more comfortable. They've settled into it. They know they can do it now. But
and I think it's great. I think it's great how, without even talking prior to the grand final, we already had our caster predictions laid out. So you're rooting for, not necessarily rooting, but you think that Speed Demons are going to win, and I would put my money on Easy Money. Right. But man, they're getting shut down quite in this Gridlock map. But like you were saying, maybe Red Team just has more experience, or their playstyle is just shutting down the Blue Team. But I was not expecting this out of Easy Money.
Right. But and I don't know if it's the A pushes. It seemed most of the fights were taking place around A. I think Roland went towards that A bomb site again, but Capsidle rotated back around, expecting the flank onto B. So Lightsfire are going to have an easy plant onto A here. But again, this is a 1v1 scenario, and I think I trust Capsidle in a 1v1 more than a 2v1. So the fact that at least one player, Roland, was able to be taken down, I think Capsidle has, you know, a pretty decent shot here. We'll see if Lightsfire is able to bait him well. He took that back seat, kind of played it slow, backed off the bomb site. So now Capsidle, while they were playing so aggressive, to be slowed down like this might play to Lightsfire's favor. But in this small room, Lightsfire just picking the wrong time to run out. Capsidle going to be able to get that kill. Now he's got a boogie over towards the bomb. Hits that roof. Does he have enough
time? Nope.
I wonder if he had enough time. Right when he jumped, he bonked his head.
Yeah. So,
on the doorway, and I wonder if that slowed him down so much that he wasn't able to get that defuse. But still a good kill out of him. Just enough time that it was almost doable. Was cutting it close. So that's going to be the first round win for the blue team.
Yeah, and in a way, they kind of lost that round still. You know, they were both eliminated. Lightsfire, the nice melee kill there, but Yeah, I would say overall, I mean, even though they got the point, I would say they lost that round. They got outplayed. And so, yeah, they can say, okay, good round, we won the round, but you're down 4-1, and this red team is, I hate to say it, they're playing lights out right now and just crushing this blue team overall.
They're bullying. Yeah, they're
Right.
bullying the blue team. Yeah. We'll see here. Red team split up now. Kind of a split push looking at both A and B, but right in the middle of this red team are Lightsfire and Roland. I'm on board with Volance because I trusted him. I think he's going to clutch up here. And yeah, pushing towards A again. I think the red team enjoys this bomb site a little bit more. They've seen a lot of success there. We'll see blue team now sneaking around. I know Volance just spotted Lightsfire. I know he sees Roland. That Sog at that distance, though, a little tough. Excellent target switching there on Volance, though. Able to take down and switch up Lightsfire as Roland took him down. So now it's going to be Capsidle versus Roland. Capsidle, though, nothing to shake a stick at kill-wise either. He's sitting at 4-1 right now. So sitting pretty. Roland 2-5, so a little bit of a slower start, but that's just the blue team in general. When you're getting 4-1, it's going to be tough to really get kills, especially with the way that the red team was playing. So Capsidle going to be taking the bomb here. Has to get a pretty quick plant. Looks like he will be able to get the bomb down at B as Roland flanks around to check A. So Roland going to have a little bit more time to work with. Capsidle, though, on defense at this bomb site, does have the Sog out. So won't want to really peek these long sight lines, maybe just to gather some information or look for Roland flanking around and then back off to defend the bomb. But Roland,
Running out of time.
pretty good prediction that Roland is going to be pushing straight for the bomb time-wise, and that's going to be an easy kill. I mean, we've seen those time and time again this tournament out of this red team. Just perfect prediction on bomb timing, know exactly when their opponents are going to be defusing that bomb, and they just peek around the corner and get an easy kill. The opponent's not even moving.
So here we go. It's official. It's going to be a match point here in our grand final.
I mean, that's
I was expecting a closer map out of these teams, but we might see a hot sweep in our grand final, our first qualifier for this KontrolFreek showdown.
Yeah, $1,000 on the line for first place, and that grand finals 5K tournament seating on the line here. Capsidle and Volance pushing around. Looks like Roland, I think, is going for the plant. So bomb is going to be going down at A. But Capsidle and Volance have showed us what they can do at this bomb site. A little bit of engagement here. Lightsfire putting a couple shots out. Not able to find any targets just yet, though. Sees Capsidle. Opts to rotate back around. Feel like the blue team's playing a little bit scared as Volance is able to take down Roland, and Capsidle takes down Lightsfire, and that's going to be it.
That's it. So a 6-1 and a clean sweep to earn that first qualifying ticket to our grand final. Very impressive play from this red team. I was not expecting this kind of performance.
No, yeah, especially with, I mean, we've seen Lightsfire and Roland before, right? They're almost like a tried and true type team. We've seen them win. We know they can win. Going into this tournament, I expected a close match. I'll give you that. Seeing what Volance and Capsidle could do, though, it almost felt a little bit like a glass cannon, right? If they're on fire,
yeah, absolutely,
it's going to be toast for the other team. I mean, when Volance can hit those 2v1s with the Sog up close, he hit a couple in this last series in this grand final, but even the maps before that, when you have a team that's capable of those kind of plays, they're never really out of a match. But Roland and Lightsfire, great plays, solid teamwork. I think very consistent. They showed us the same kind of play style across the board. But when Volance and Capsidle catch fire, it's kind of those what are you going to do situations. If you can't stop them and slow them down, they're just going to run away with the game like that.
Yeah, and what I'm curious to see here is if we're going to see easy money come back. So Speed Demons, they secured their ticket to that grand final, but if they were to come back and they wanted to win the next qualifier, they get the money, but they don't get another ticket. And that goes up. That goes to the next eligible team. So easy money, we might still see them get a second chance later on in the another qualifier, or possibly get that ticket to the grand final and have another shot at Speed Demons later on. But yeah, Speed Demons will be our first team to that KontrolFreek Showdown Search and Destroy grand final tournament. So just absolutely huge tournament out of those guys. I've seen Volans and I've seen Capsidle, but I think this is their first tournament win with us.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think in a couple of tournaments before we were talking about how they had not won a tournament yet, but this will be their first win, and it's a great time for a first win. So Capsidle and Volans going to be taking home $1,000, and Roland and Lightsfire for their second place, they're going to be taking home $250. But in addition, like we mentioned before, Volans and Capsidle, those speed demons, also just earned their spot in the final 5K tournament in August. So we want to give a big shout out to KontrolFreek for sponsoring this 2v2 S&D showdown. And make sure to follow us on Mixer, follow us on Twitter. You can find our Twitter at TeamBeyondNet. So there you'll find how to say the stream links if you want to tune in, but also links for how to register, sign up for these free to enter tournaments, and have your shot at taking home that $1,250, and also your shot at getting seeded into that 5K tournament in August. So yeah, at Team Beyond Net is that Twitter to follow. So you'll find links on how to sign up for all of our tournaments there. Can follow us on social media there, and get your latest news and updates. But other than that, we just want to thank you guys for watching. Again, I'm at WashFrank on Twitter. And if you want to follow Jared, where can they find you at?
You can find me at Automaton JD. That's at the bottom of your screen right now, both of our social media accounts. But yeah, be on the lookout for that next tournament, June 29th. We just crowned our first champion. And I guess in a few short weeks, we'll have our super duper ultimate champion of the.
That's the official terminology.
That's the corny name, isn't it?
Definitely what we're calling it. Super duper ultimate. Rolls off the tongue.
The super duper showdown, right? Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure that one out. I'm sure it's already been determined, but
yeah.
But yeah, so that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at TeamBeyondNet to get the latest on the future tournaments. We'll be putting some cool highlight reels and content and whatnot. So yeah, any closing thoughts?
Nah, I just want to say great job. It's good to be back casting, doing these tournaments. Thank you to all the viewers for watching. Thank you to KontrolFreek, and thank you to Beyond Entertainment, and we'll see you guys soon. That's pretty much all I got.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.